Hello cello players, we will be working on Minuet 2 in your Suzuki book. Just like Minuet in C, it has our down, up, up, hooked bow pattern. So we're listening to make sure all three notes are the same speed. Even though I'm using a little more bow on that first note to make room for the two up bows. Now our hook bows in Minuet 2 have an additional challenge. We are going from a C on our A string, 2 fingers, to a C on our G string, 4 fingers. So we have quite a large crossing for both our left hand and for our bow. So let's try that with our hooked bow pattern. We're going to go down, up, up, and we're going to cycle it a bunch of times. And not only are we working on our hook bow pattern to make sure our rhythm is correct, but we really want to make sure that our 4th finger C on our G string is in tune. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do 2 more. Alright, that pattern happens in measures 2 and 4, among others. Now, if you're looking at measure 1, it looks kind of scary, right? You see all these eighth notes hooked together. They're just regular old eighth notes. There's just a lot of them hooked together. You don't normally see them like that. So your rhythm in the first 2 measures would just be do-day, 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 do, do, do. There's a lot of stuff to confuse your eyes in those measures, but that's a rhythm you actually have seen before. So here it is one more time. Do-day, 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 do, do, do. Now let's talk about those pitches. We have a finger pattern that's called an arpeggio in the first measure. Starts on our C on our G string. Work on that finger pattern. You need to make sure you're finding a good elbow height to get all those 4th fingers in tune. It is also really good to keep those fingers hovering. So let's go about the speed for measure 1, and I'll come to land on the first note of measure 2. So we'll go bum, 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 about that speed for our 8th notes. Let's do that 2 more times. If you need to pause the video to get that worked out, totally fine. Ready, go. And one more. Ready, go. So when you're picking a speed to start putting these measures together, pick a speed that's right for your 8th notes, for the do days. It might mean that those quarter notes feel real slow. They might feel like half notes, and that's okay. What's important is that your fingers are accurate and that your rhythms are correct in relationship to each other. So as long as measure 1 is twice as fast as measure 2, you will be fine. So the speed I'm going to pick to start, I'm going to do the whole first line, which means I get 2 chances to do that same pattern. Measures 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are the same. So I'm going to go do, day, do, day, do, day, do, do, do. Ready, and go. One more time for good luck. Remember, pausing and repeating on your own is always an option. Ready, and go. I notice that measures 1 and 3 are an exact repeat, or lines 1 and 3 are an exact repeat of each other. So we've already learned 2 lines of our first section up till the repeat. I'm going to go on to line 2. And the challenges that I've seen in line 2 all have to do with rhythm. So if you are focusing on how much bow you use for each rhythm, you should be just fine. So for quarter notes, use a nice big full bow. And for eighth notes, use a smaller bow, and that will help you with your rhythm. So if we're looking at the rhythm in line 2, do, do, do-day, do, do, do-day, 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 dotted half. So I'm going to play through line 2 just for that rhythm. Make sure that you're doing a nice crossover when you have those 4th fingers, and focus on the amount of bow you're using. 1, 2, 3. Do that once more for good luck, and then we will move on. 1, 2, 3. How that transition works between lines 2 and 3. Moving on to line 4, I'm going to do the last 2 measures of line 4. That is measures 15 and 16 first. We have a new rhythm. It's called a triplet. And the word I like to say, a triplet means you're fitting 3 notes in a beat. So the word I like to say is evenly, evenly, evenly. So each note has the same amount of time. Evenly, evenly, evenly. So I'm going to do those notes. We have a D, E, and F natural. We've got all 2nd fingers on our D string and A string here. So it goes evenly, like that. And it's all in a slur. Evenly, evenly. All right, let's try that together. Evenly, evenly. All right, and then after that we have a hooked bow that changes pitches. I find that it's helpful to still think the evenly while I'm doing the hook bow so that I don't rush it. So I'll say out loud what's going on in my head. So I am doing measure 15. Evenly, evenly. Evenly, evenly, dotted half. I'm going to do that one more time. Evenly, evenly. Evenly, evenly. All right, I'm going to start from the beginning of the 4th line now. This is measure 13. Again, we are focusing on large bows when we have our quarter notes so that we don't rush them. So we'll go do, do-day, do-day. Ready, and go. And there should be a bow lift at the end after that dotted half. If you don't have that, please write it in. Here's line 4 one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to play through those first 4 lines for you so you can hear the transitions from line to line, because when we're working on it in sections, sometimes it's hard to focus on your beat during those transitions. So here is the first 4 lines of Minuet 2. So my speed for this will be do-day, 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 do, do, do.